Yeah, welcome to another episode of Three Conservative Gimps. Today it's only going to be one conservative gimp. Um, Lloyd is under the weather. I'm sort of under the weather as well. I have a very runny nose. You probably could tell my nose is pretty red right now. Mike, who knows? He's probably doing his family stuff. He's probably, just kind of burnt out from the election and all. Hey, I'm kind of burnt out from the election. But yeah, we're going to talk about what happened. They finally got the votes in. Looks like we take the House by a narrow margin. Uh, it's still a 50-50 tie in the Senate. That sucks. But good news is here in Colorado, Lauren Boebert finally won her race. Her opponent, Democrat Adam Fritsch, has conceded yesterday or last night. There was, I think, like 800 votes separated him. And from what I hear, it's going to start a not a recall but a recount. That's what's going to happen. So, and usually when there's a recount, it's just going to confirm what the final vote is. Anyway, it's not going to change much. Who knows? Adam might gain a few more votes but still lose, or he might lose a few more votes because new votes came in to uh, Lauren Boebert. So who knows what's going on in that district? It is a solid red district, and because with redistricting, uh, last year made the district even more Republican. So what happened was, I think a bunch of Republicans stayed home. They probably all figured, oh shoot, she's she's got it in the bag, or because she has close ties to Donald Trump, she may have pissed off some of the never Trumpers in that district to where they said screw it. They either voted third party or they didn't vote at all. So that's how screwed up Colorado is. Uh, so it looks like uh, the GOP has control of three congressional districts out of 8 here in Colorado, which is sad because uh, CD8 was supposed to be pretty competitive, and from what I'm hearing, is that well, she pissed off a lot of people in Weld County when she was the county commissioner there because she really went against Rocky Mountain Gun Owners, which was a group that kept putting up really wackadoodle candidates that were way far right that couldn't win in a competitive district. So that group just ended up dividing the party more and more and more. And this is just my opinion. I think the Republican Party is done here in Colorado. I think what they ought to do is concentrate on winning the city council races and getting more Republican or right of center uh, people on boards because those are the foundation for building up a bench for future races, because that's what the Democrats have been doing. They've been going in and filling all these boards and city councils and even city mayor races with Democrats. With and they had a really good program, and what they did was they found uh, moms and women, and they got them into the party, and they helped them to win these races. They taught them how to fundraise, how to reach out to constituents, and how to build their base. So they were on the right track for doing that. And the Republicans here in Colorado, they didn't do that. They just kind of sit back and they watch somebody. Oh, so you want to run for state house? All right, and depending on if it's just one person, sadly, in my case, every time I tried to run for state house or state senate, I had to deal with a primary. So uh, try to avoid primaries at all costs, because what I'll end up doing is you'll damage the winner enough to where that ammunition is going to be used by their Democrat opponents and beat them up. So I've lost two primaries, one for House, one for State Senate, State House, State Senate. And when I finally did get on the ballot, that was due to the candidate that was running dropped out of the race without telling the county GOP chair. Just dropped out, and then that person ended up endorsing my opponent. So she turned out to be a wolf in sheep's clothing. And I always had a weird feeling about this person way back in 2010 and 2012. So I just had a really bad feeling. Also, it's kind of it's not kind of, it's a solemn day for me because today is the 10th anniversary of my mother's passing from cancer. So it's I still can't believe it's been 10 years since she's been gone, and January will make 18 years that my dad passed away. So we finally got somebody to join us, so I don't have to do all the talking. So let's welcome all the way from Florida when he finally figures out a place to sit down and do the show. And he's moving about his his house. He's finally set down his either his phone or his laptop. Uh, let's welcome all the way from Florida. It is Adrian Mateo. Welcome, welcome, Adrian. Good to see you.
How you doing, Art?
I'm doing pretty good. A little bit under the weather. Not as bad as Lloyd, but Greg Cooner has COVID, and yesterday was his birthday. So that sucks, being sick on your birthday. So welcome to the show. We're talking about uh, the makeup of the House and the Senate. Looks like it's uh, we got a slight lead in the House, so we have the majority. And it looks like Kevin McCarthy is going to be Speaker of the House. And in the Senate, sadly, it's still a 50-50 tie.
Well, unfortunately, um, I wish we could have actually taken the House and the Senate, taken both.
Yep.
But I would say that I don't think the Republicans actually went ahead and did enough or did exactly what I thought they would do. Is basically take the Senate and the House. Yeah, we got the House, but do you think that we will be able to prevail with the House only? Because we also going to need the Senate, you know what I mean, to be on board.
Well, you gotta remember the House is where the purse strings are.
Yeah, I hear
They
you.
control the purse strings. So they could slow down and stop a lot of this craziness that the Democrats have been pushing the last couple of years. So in that respect, we're stopping a lot of this uh, crazy spending. So,
By the way, if anybody's in the chat saying hi to me, sorry, I cannot see the chat. I'm actually on my phone. So I will be able to see it if you actually go ahead and put it across and, let me see it, Art. But anyway,
oh,
sorry about your dad. Hey, well, how you doing, Mr. Chris Westworth? Sorry about your dad and your mom. Sorry for
yeah,
your. Um, I haven't experienced that with my parents yet, but with my grandparents, both of my mother's father and dad, they passed, and it was
right,
really hard for me because I was only able to attend only one, but not the others. And
right,
for me being here in the U.S. and they being in the Dominican Republic, I couldn't just
yeah,
pick up a plane and just say I'm on my way. It doesn't work like that. If the flight's not available, it's just not available. So,
mm-hmm,
but with
yep.
that being said, going back to the get you gotcha subject, I actually thought it was gonna be a red wave. I really did.
I did too. The polls, Trafalgar, which is a pretty accurate poll. They've been pretty accurate for the last several years, and just about all the polls got it wrong.
I would say just about everybody got it wrong.
Yep.
Now,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm very happy that the witch,
Yes.
sorry, but I will also call it the bitch, she's actually
Yeah.
finally out of here. I mean, that should have happened long time ago.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that goes back to my point, Art, is that I have to give credit to the liberals because no matter how bad one of the members are or horrible things they do, they always have each other's back.
Yep.
The
That's
Republicans
true.
do that. Even when we do good, it's always some bullshit going on. And I'll be
Yep.
honest, right now, the way I feel about Donald Trump, I voted for him. I will vote for him again in 2024 if he runs again. But I'm not very happy with this freaking mouth right now.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm not. You know,
Yeah.
I don't agree with him trying to make fun of Ron DeSantis with the Ron DeSantimonious bullshit comment.
Yeah.
If I was there, I would have probably put a plunger up his ass and be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like, chill
Yep.
with with the BS. Also, by
Mm-hmm.
him coming and attacking Candace Owens, that happens to be a big voice for him.
Yep.
I just
Wow,
don't.
I didn't hear about that though.
What was that?
I didn't hear that he attacked her. Uh,
Yes, he actually did.
wow.
You know,
Wow.
it just coming out the Whitworth with, and I understand the BS, but like I said, you don't. I don't agree with you attacking your base.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I understand all the policy because right now he actually can remember when he was first running. We all came to the guy that happens to be a civilian like me and you. He wasn't a politician, but right now he actually talking like he's a freaking politician. And politicians, when they run their mouth, what do? They lie to you.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
with that being said,
Yep.
I'm not, I'm not here saying that I know everything, but I think I know enough to defend myself a little when it comes to politics. I actually stay in touch with it. As I told you from the first day that I actually joined this show with you, is that I actually love to know what my taxes is paying for.
Right. 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 Right.
You know,
Yep.
I, I believe that everybody should keep in touch with it. Should know exactly what the hell is going on with your taxes and your government because we don't work for them. They work for us.
That's true. That's true. And it's sad that the Democrats, they act like, oh, we work for them because we provide the source of the money to run their pet project.
And that word paid project, every time I hear it, it actually puts me in a bad mood. Um, the reason why I'm saying it, Art, is that okay, say for example, they offer you something, Art. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
If they offer you something while they're running and you so much want it and you're willing to vote for them because they're offering you what you want,
Mm-hmm.
it's all good and dandy, but then when it comes to deliver, it's like they overpromise and underdeliver.
Yeah.
That's the point that I'm trying to make. And that goes for Republicans too.
Yep.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying that both parties are like angels, but damn it, I would rather vote for a party that tells me how it is and do what they got to do instead of the party that will tell me, you know what, 1 week or a few days or a few months before the baby is here. Well, you have the right
Yep.
to kill them. Whoever votes for that, I don't know where the hell you came from.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
A child can actually survive out the wound a month before it's actually, the due date, or probably like 2 months before. It's going to be premature, I understand, but it can still
Yep.
survive as a human being. And if you notice, Art, according to the polls, and this is one reason why I love the Hodge twins, which I actually told you about the other day.
Right.
The Hodge twins actually went ahead and started pulling polls, actual polls from polls that will like show you like polls from whites, Hispanic and blacks.
Right.
95% of blacks, including females, voted for abortion. What the
Yep.
fuck?
Yep. Yep.
They,
And
but then they
who knew that abortion would be the big topic or the big issue that was important for them?
so I understand, Art. God forbid, I, God forbid, a woman gets raped by a criminal. I understand how would that make you feel. I get it. I
Yeah.
understand. However, they're making it sound like that, like that's the main, only thing they actually focus on. They don't actually focus on a whole bunch of women just out here going crazy.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Doing whatever the hell, whatever it is they want to do. The last time I checked, the what do they call it? The day after pill or whatever the hell they call
Yep.
it. The
Yep.
pill.
Morning after. Yep.
There you go. That's the word. You can actually take that 2 weeks after and it will still be effective. You see what I'm saying?
Yep. Yep.
You got condoms, and I know the best
Yep.
thing to tell you is abstinence, but who the don't nobody listen to the damn abstinence BS. You know what I mean?
Yep.
There's condoms. There's
Yep.
the thing that women put in their arm. You know what I mean? There's
Yep.
female condom. There's
Mm-hmm.
that ring. There's the little
Yep.
T thing. You know what I mean? I mean, there's so many ways. There's the pill. There's so many ways to prevent it.
Yep.
So don't tell
That's
me
true.
that the main subject is, oh, you know what, in 2022, 2024, we want to go ahead and vote that we want abortion to be legal. There's videos out there, Art, of black folks making videos about how abortion is the greatest. thing ever. Have you seen him?
No, I haven't. No.
There's this group of black women singing that instead of getting an abortion, I mean, they're literally making a video right in front of Planned Parenthood. Instead of getting pregnant, like this is the best choice, and then they show like a big old word, you know what I mean, like a neon light, Planned Parenthood. Then they also show the doctor, you know what I mean, coming out, you know what I mean, with the injection and and the shit that they have to do, you know what I mean, to get rid of the baby. And
Right?
those videos have actually been watched millions of times, and they've been shared a lot. It
Yep.
seems like the bullshit that somebody will feed into them, they believe it instead of just doing their own research.
Yeah, you're right. You touched on a great uh, issue there. They make it sound like, well, it's a right, and reversal of v. Wade was wrong. No, it wasn't wrong that they did that. They just put put it back to the states. It's up to the states to decide whether to make abortion legal or illegal. And if you live in a state and you want abortion, hey, elect the people that you want that support your views. And that's the way it should be. It shouldn't be legislated through the court like the Supreme Court did back in 72, 73. That was bad law. So, but where do we go from here? I mean, because are we going to amend the Constitution to make abortion legal, or some kind of statute that's going to codify it into law? It's just not going to happen because there are not enough states that are going to, go through with it, that are not going to support it.
And the thing is that it's funny how when the liberals go through a rant and they say exactly how they feel, but yet when the American people put him on blast, they're quick to go ahead and try to take the words back. You know what I mean? Taking it back. For example, when they say something, oh, I misspoke. I meant to say this. No, you didn't, because you said it. If it came out of your mouth, you meant it. I don't give a
Mm-hmm.
if I don't give a damn. See, that's why I don't care about the gaffes that the president make and all the bullshit. Like I laugh a lot when I hear him say three-letter word jobs,
Job.
JOBS. The last job spelled with four letters.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm
Mm-hmm.
wrong. I'm a college educated guy, but jobs spelled
Yep.
with four letters, not three.
Mm-hmm.
When
That's true.
when it comes to
True.
Obama, they say that we have 51 or 57 states. I wasn't
Yeah.
born here, but the last time I checked, we got 50 states, not
Yep.
51 or 50.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's true.
But then you did not hear the liberal media correcting them. But
Mm-hmm.
anytime Trump,
Oh yeah, they cover for them.
correct, but anytime Trump will actually fart or scratch his ass the wrong way, it's a pandemic.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, well, and it's not just Trump. It's Republicans in general, unless they happen to be a moderate Republican. Then they'll treat him like, oh, he's a great guy, until that person does something controversial
there
that
you go.
goes against their vision.
Their vision on their base, exactly, exactly, exactly. Now, I don't know if you watched the View when Ted Cruz was on that show. Did you watch it when he went ahead and put those women in check?
Yeah, I saw that
Okay.
portion. Yeah.
Now you notice how before Ted Cruz actually went ahead and pulled a little cheat sheet and told him, about proof of what the Democrats said. The whole time they were kind of bashing him about how bad the Republican Party is, or how bad the Republican Party has been to the American people, air quote. But the second he went ahead and pulled out that paper and he started correcting them on their own fuck ups, they were quick to try to bring him down. But I like the way he actually stood up and said, no, 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 no. I actually got proof in writing. That's how it is. And then
Mm-hmm.
your people said, so are you going to tell me that your people were wrong? They never went ahead and attacked their own base, but they came after the Republicans in every which way.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And now I did like the way Whoopi Goldberg went ahead and said, well, you know as much as I do that I don't like the Republican Party and I don't like Trump, but your party is evil and it's hey, they only
Yeah, I know.
you know. In other words, I believe that they should have just said, you know what, we want the Republican Party to just die. Let's
Yeah.
just stay liberal. Let's go ahead
Yeah,
and
they want one party rule.
ruin this country more than what it already is. Let's
Yeah.
just
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
let's just
And they call us fascists when what they're doing actually is fascist.
exactly. But
Mm-hmm.
again, this is the part that I keep saying, and I'm gonna keep saying it until I turn blue in the face. I, as much as I hate to admit it, the way the Liberal Party cover themselves is amazing.
Yep.
I still don't
Yep.
understand how the hell Hillary is not in prison. I
Yep.
don't understand.
Yep.
Uh,
Well,
but yet I remember.
it's like I said before, the 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 media, the liberal dominated media, covers for the Democrats because they are actually an arm of the Democrat Party. And that's why they hate Elon Musk. And Elon Musk, all he wants to do is, hey, bring back balance, bring back actual free speech.
Hey, Art, I have to step up for a minute. I'll be right back.
All right, all right. Okay, folks, and that's what it's all about. And where the media covers for the Democrats, they are an arm of the Democrat Party, and that's where you slip into the slippery slope of government not controlling free speech when in fact they do because they become an arm of the Democrat Party and they won't uh, uh, allow another view to be spoken in uh, in free speech. So that's why they support colleges that prevent conservatives from speaking at the colleges, and or certain comedians that hold a conservative view. Why they don't want them to speak at their college, and that's why comedy at colleges and university is dead because back in the day when I was doing stand up comedy, I mean that was a place where you can make pretty good money. And you know what? The students there had a sense of humor. And now it's gotten so toxic, the students they get the vapors because oh, how dare you make a joke about that subject or about this person or this and that. And it's gotten ridiculous where you cannot use humor anymore, especially in higher education. Now, recently, Dave Chappelle was on Saturday Night Live, and although I don't watch Saturday Night Live anymore, and it's just amazing they finally had somebody funny on the show. And he did touch on some controversial subjects and raise the ire of the Defamation League because he happened to, poke fun at people who think, well, the Jews run everything. And he wasn't making fun of the Jews, and that's how he quoted it, say the Jew, and he was just poking fun at people who believe in these crazy ideas that that a religious group or an ethnic group of people who are such a tiny, tiny minority on this planet have so much control over the media, the government, and all of this. It's preposterous. So when I hear people talking about, oh, the Trilateral Commission, I just roll my eyes, and it's just crazy. And it's like, how about those Masons? And it's like, oh, come on. Really? The Masons have been around for hundreds of years that came out of the Crusades. They were part of the Knights Templar. And for people, I mean, our founding fathers, many of them were Freemasons. My father was a Freemason. He was the 32nd degree Freemason. He was like one shot away from being in the highest uh, part of the Masonry. And then you have the Scottish Rite, which was another part of the Masons. And how about the Shriners? The Shriners, they do really good stuff. They're part of the Masons. And I was a patient of Shriners Hospital, and they did a bang up job. They do some really good work. And when I hear people uh, trying to tear down the Masons or the Freemasons as all seeing and conspiratorial, it just really stupid. It and now, if you want to go after a group and try to get rid of their religious exemption, let's go after Scientology. I mean, that there, oop, better watch out. People might get wind of this and cancel my show. Ooh, Scientology. It's a scam. It's really a cult, and it's a cult that tries to control people and control their income, and who they could see, and ooh, they can't watch TV, they can't go to movies, they can't have a frickin' life or their own thought. That's my rant about that. And so the next few years in politics are going to be very crucial. Sorry about I'm rubbing my nose. I've got a slight runny nose today. You can see my nose is a little red, and hopefully this is just a quick bug that I'll be over whatever this is in a couple days. And it always happens around this time of year when we get a snowstorm. And I think it's the dust from the sand that they put on the roads and the salt that they put down. I think it's the dust that gets kicked up and it causes my nose to run. So with that, uh talking to Adrian, the Republicans, they control the House. The House has control of the purse string. And so they could slow down any kind of crazy ass legislation that the Democrats throw out there. They could kill it. On the other hand, in the Senate, well, it's 50-50, and so Kamala, she's the tiebreaker. But if you have laws that don't make it to the Senate, well, then she's less of a decider or a threat to liberty and any kind of spending legislation. So on one hand, we got the courts that have stopped Biden's student loan forgiveness, which is good. Can't let that go forward because that'll cause inflation to get worse. And right now, what we need some fiscal restraint. We need to slow down or stop spending. Well, this is what I would like to see happen. Is I would like to see a freeze or a very small growth in the budget and go on an austerity plan and say, all right, no big projects for the next 5 years until we get the economy back on its feet, because this spending is causing inflation to go out of control, and it drives up interest rates because, well, the Feds, in order to control inflation, they have to raise the prime rate, and that's the rate that the banks and financial institutions use to base their lending policies on. So whenever I think the last increase was like uh, 2/3 or no 3/4, 75% of a point. And that's a pretty big chunk, and it affects mortgage rates, which are now back up over 7%, which was what we had uh, right around the time that the housing crisis went through a slowdown. And right now, we've got a slowdown in housing. Right now, nobody is building homes because people are not buying homes. So, on the upside, this is where people can get really good deals on property. If they want to, go with a 7% mortgage, just realize that those rates are not going to stay up there forever, because down the road, those rates are going to come down and you can refinance those rates into a lower rate, or you could reorganize it, pay the same rate, only have the years left on your mortgage cut down, which will be a good thing for the economy. So, and it also affects banks' loans to people who want to buy cars, buy appliances, uh, furniture, and I mean big ticket items. And if you look at it this way, it also affects the agricultural department because it raises interest rates on farmers or ranchers who want to buy big ticket items like combines, tractors, uh, fertilizer that they need, and places to store their grain, and vehicles that they need to, move, and the cattle and pigs and poultry from the farm to the processing center. So it hits a lot of sectors in the economy. So it's not just housing. I mean, you gotta look at the big picture. It really encompasses a lot of sectors out there. So fortunately for me, I landed a job at a company that is doing very good. They've been in business for over 115 years, and they've also branched out into other industries. And the company I work for, they make, it's called Trelborg Sealant Solutions. Probably shouldn't mention. Anyway, they've been around for a long, long time, and they have factories and uh, headquarters all over the globe. So uh, they're a real strong company. So I feel really blessed that I work for a great company, and I'm making way more money than my previous job at the orthodontic manufacturing company, which sadly is closing their doors on November 28th because uh, the holding company that bought the company I work for, they are moving the last uh, group of, or the last bit over to their main headquarters in Indiana. So the people that are working here, well, they're out of a job. So their last day is on the 28th, and I'm kind of glad that I got let go on June 1st. And uh, the upside to the company that I work for, it trained me for the job that I'm doing now. I'm back to doing welding again, and it's great. And I got great people that I'm working for, and they've got a great setup. And the big upside, I don't have to see homeless people anymore because where I work is northwest of where I live now. Now I'm not going downtown Denver, and I don't see homeless people camped out on the street anymore. So, which is a really good thing. So, and it's strong companies like that that really help drive the economy here in the United States. So, uh, even though it's a 50-50 tie in the Senate, it's not going to be a 50-50 tie forever because in 24 there are going to be more uh, uh, Senate seats that are going to be up depending on uh, which state and which party. Maybe those uh, those seats have been drawn that are more competitive. Well, no, I can't say because yeah, those are statewide seats. So depending on what state you're in, and uh, sadly, I'm in a blue state, so it really doesn't matter because it's going to be a Democrat, and Hickenlooper, I think his term is up in 4 more years. So So it really won't matter that much if there's a big swing, unless you're in a state that is moving one way or the other. And sadly, Colorado has moved to the left. Now, if you're in the Rust Belt, like Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, Wisconsin, those states are moving towards the right. So hopefully, those areas, maybe down the road, we'll start seeing some Republicans get elected in those states, and we get back control of the Senate. So uh, I think what happened to us in the Senate, I think that, I hate to say this, but all the Trump backed candidates, they all lost except for Vance in Ohio. So I think Trump is going to be a liability, and I hope he doesn't win the primary, because I think, because, all right, here's my big prediction. I think Biden is not going to run in 24. I think the big wigs in the party, they're going to talk to Joe Biden. They're going to say, you know what? It might be best if you and Kamala step down, and we'll bring in a stronger candidate. I've been saying this for months. It's going to be Jared Polis. Hold on a sec, folks. Jared Polis just won re-election for governor here in Colorado, and he basically lied through his teeth by saying, "Oh well, I brought in free daycare, and I brought in, oh, I helped cut property tax, the biggest in state history." No, you didn't cut that. That was that was a ballot measure. I mean, you had nothing to do with that, and the folks voted themselves a property tax cut, and it's not a huge tax cut. It's a little tax cut. So, and another thing that he brought up, and he said, "Well, I am not going to stand between a woman and her daughter, because we're about freedom." So that's another lie. So uh, basically, he just made up the stuff about freedom and how he's for freedom. He's trying to run as a libertarian type Democrat, which he's not, because if you look at his record when he was a congressman, he voted uh, about 90% of the time with the Democrats. He was not a moderate, and he's not a moderate here in Colorado. You know what he did here in Colorado? He basically is trying to kill the gas and oil industry here in Colorado. He's trying to kill the cattle industry, because if you don't remember, a couple of years ago, he came up with this big idea called, "Hey, let's have a meat out. Yeah, let's have a day where we just don't eat beef." And you know where that came from? That came from his wife, Marlon, who is a vegetarian. And he had a radical on the uh, uh, the ag board here in Colorado, who was a PETA person, she was against cattle ranching and pig farms and poultry. And then when she made a controversial comment, Polis talked to her and said, you might have to step down. And then when she left, what happened to her? She got arrested because of, abusing animals in her care. She had a whole bunch of cats, and her house smelled like feces. And they found some dead cats in her house. So, way to go, Polis. And while he was governor, he signed into legislation. Let's make fentanyl a misdemeanor. Any dealer caught with fentanyl, it's only going to be a misdemeanor. And also, he signed into legislation. We'll make car theft a misdemeanor. And now the deal is, if you steal more than 4 cars, then we'll prosecute you as a felon, which is a laugh. And we've been running ads on TV, radio, and the internet. All the crap that he signed into legislation, he got flipping reelected. And I just threw my hands up and said, unbelievable that these people voted for the status quo. They voted to keep crime rate up and fentanyl deaths up. And I don't know if they have this in your neck of the woods, but we have kind of a social media thing called Next Door Neighbor, or it's a place for neighborhoods could talk to each other and say, well, there was a loose dog out on the street, blah blah blah, or there was a car accident over here, and a lot of times you hear a lot of people bitching and moaning about, their car got stolen. And what did I do? Somebody mentioned something about they heard some gunshots. Oh my! Or their neighbor's car got stolen, and I go, oh well, folks, welcome to the blue state of Colorado. You guys voted for this, so hey, enjoy. And boy, did I get all the Karens going after me and blah blah blah. It was crazy. Mike B, aka the Drone Ranger, thanks for joining us. Better late than never. Chris Wedgeworth, I'm going to say hello to a few people. Lambo Drive, Zambo, FKA, Water Echoes. He was in early. Good to see you. And Mr. B Outdoors. And then I saw Bill was in here for a second. Good to see you guys. So it was pretty much a solo show today. Glad that Adrian was able to pop in for a little bit and kind of help me out on this sinking ship. Lloyd's a little under the weather. Hopefully he'll still have his show tomorrow where I'll be the co-host of, so go check that out. I want to thank everybody who decided to come in and watch this show. I want to thank you for coming in, and please spread the word about this channel. Let's try to grow this channel. We broke 200 subscribers not too long ago. I'd really like to get this up to 300, 400. My ultimate goal is to get it up to 1,000. and then we could monetize this channel and really make a go at this. So, everybody have a great Sunday. God bless you and God bless this country. You all take care and stay safe and have a great Thanksgiving holiday. Eat a lot of turkey. Enjoy the company with your family. Take care. Catch you next time. Bye bye.